While marketing and quality improvement through R&D creates potential demand, production delivers the goods. Pricing attracts customers, marketing builds awareness, R&D improves products. However, unless the company can reliably produce at the right cost, quality, and scale, none of those efforts create any beneficial value that customers would want to pay for. Only sustainable revenue and, most importantly, profits can add value to the company. Production is therefore the factory that translates managerial decisions based on a business strategy into tangible products delivered to the marketplace. Welcome to Lesson 6. In this lesson, we move into the factory of the business. You will learn how to manage production and make production decisions. At the end of this lesson, participants should be able to understand production management in terms of planning and control, apply forecasting and demand matching techniques in the planning process, develop a production strategy aligned with overall business objectives, apply disciplined business intelligence decision matrix to make production decisions in the business simulation game. You will be equipped with the various strategic approaches to managing production allocation as well as inventory of finished goods, which is the output of production. To play the business simulation game well, you need to apply disciplined analysis round after round using a business intelligence decision matrix. Your choices will determine whether you can effectively respond to demand to ensure availability of your product to your customers while maintaining competitive costs to produce efficiently. Let's get started. The focus of production management is on aligning production with forecasts of demand, expansion of capacity, balancing of costs, and improvement of quality. Production management eliminates the risks of underproduction, resulting in lost sales, dissatisfied customers, wasted efforts in marketing and R&D, as well as overproduction, resulting in tied-up capital, inventory costs, and waste due to obsolescence through the maintenance of an optimal level of finished goods inventory. Production management plans capacity expansion ahead of time, which is critical in meeting production needs that follows an overall business strategy. Production management maintains production machines to keep up the efficiency, which has an impact on the cost of making the finished goods. In the business simulation game, you make production decisions that will determine your ability to capture the potential demand generated through marketing and quality improvement efforts. At the same time, you will make decisions on maintenance, expense, and equipment investment too, because they determine the ability to manufacture the volume you plan to produce in the factory of your business as well. Forecasting the production volume to manufacture is closely linked to the decisions made in marketing, quality improvement, and pricing. Short-term forecasts are being made to match expected demand for the next business period. Long-term forecasts are being made to match expected demand in the future and invoke equipment investment in capacity expansion. You make forecasts by extrapolating sales trends in the past, adjusting for marketing and quality improvement through R&D, incorporating the seasonal effects and changes in the market environment. Every production system has a maximum capacity, When the production volume you forecast exceeds that limit in any business period, there are two fixes. To increase the production capacity in any specific business period, a short-term fix is to go for overtime production. If the production volume forecast consistently exceeds the limit, a long-term fix is to go for capacity expansion by investing in additional production equipment. In the business simulation game, there are rules to help you with your decisions. Overtime can increase the maximum capacity by 50%, but will increase the unit cost of production. Equipment investment brings capacity up by 1 unit of finished goods at every $20 invested, and the increase is permanent. Capital invested cannot be recovered. However, equipment investment in any specific business period will only add capacity to the next period. This is in line with reality, and it challenges you to plan ahead of time. Production strategy can be categorized into two approaches. The low-cost leader focuses on efficiency to produce large volumes, exercises tight control on waste to reduce cost. The differentiator focuses on flexibility, moderate volume, quality enhancements, and aggressive marketing. Each strategy has different risks and reward profile. The low-cost leader strategy would very likely need capacity expansion. Potential demand could fluctuate widely due to market dynamics. Large-scale expansion is very risky without a well-thought-through growth strategy in place. Holding off expansion for too long until increased demand is certain risks prolonged capacity shortfall. Incremental expansion with moderate capacity increment is the safe bet. The rules of thumb that may help you. Most firms consider utilization factor of 70% to 85% as the optimal levels. When production utilizes over 85% of the capacity, that is to say, when utilization factor goes beyond 85%, making equipment investment to add 15% of production capacity at a time is considered optimal to most firms. In the business simulation game, overtime production allows for 50% more production capacity. The cost of production for the addition 50% finished goods is $1.25 per unit more than that produced within the normal production capacity. The production manager must take the following key steps in planning. Agree on a business goal with the team. Is it revenue, profit, or market share? Agree on a production strategy. Is it low-cost leader or differentiator? Forecast potential demand based on sales trend, competitor activity, and market environment, taking into consideration marketing and quality improvement efforts. Compare forecasts with current production capacity. Ensure resources required are budgeted. In each round of the business simulation game, the quantity you want to produce should ideally match the potential demand you forecast, first leaving the finished goods inventory as a buffer to cover an unexpectedly high demand. You could decide to adjust the production allocation to be lower or higher than the forecast potential demand. You do so to intentionally reduce or increase the finished goods inventory to reach what you consider to be the optimal level. Production equipment is never 100% efficient. It is normal to have scrap and rework, resulting in an inherent conversion rate or material conversion factor. 100 units of raw material may be consumed to only produce 0.7 units of finished goods. To keep up this conversion rate requires maintenance. This conversion rate must be taken into consideration to ensure adequate resources of raw material is budgeted for. Decision on production allocation cannot exceed raw material inventory without penalty. In the simulation game, shortfall of raw materials will be automatically purchased at a higher price on an emergency purchase to meet the shortfall. Decision on production allocation also cannot exceed production capacity without penalty. Overtime is permitted to add 50% more production capacity at a higher unit cost for the units manufactured under overtime. Therefore, in production management, you must make these three decisions at the same time: production allocation, maintenance expense, equipment investment, maintenance and capacity expansion will be the topic to discuss in Lesson 7. These are the core questions you will ask to come to a decision on production allocation. What allowance must be given to conversion rate? What adjustment is desired for optimal level of finished goods inventory? What penalty will production capacity limit impose? What penalty will raw material inventory limit impose? You will apply the plan, do, check, adjust cycle to make decisions in the operations of the company over multiple business periods. You will generate a business intelligence decision matrix, like this one, as a tool to help you make sound and logical decisions on production allocation. The decision column is production allocation request. Outcome 1 column is the actual production volume. Outcome 2 column is the next production capacity for the next round. Outcome 3 column is finished goods inventory. The KPI column is finished goods inventory divided by sales volume. During the lessons, you are at the end of a business simulation game that had gone through 8 rounds, and all the data and information are at your disposal. You just need to find them. You can find the decision on production allocation request in the business decision history page, the actual production volume in the analysis production logistics page, the finished goods inventory in the analysis production logistics page, the next production capacity for the next round in the analysis production logistics page, the sales volume in the analysis production logistics page. You must fill up all the cells. Ask these questions and answer them yourself. Was actual production volume matching sales volume? Was the finished goods inventory still at optimal level? The rule of thumb that may help you: you should keep the ratio of finished goods inventory over sales volume at a level that is around 15%. This is your KPI. Must it be 15%? No, it is just a moderate figure. You can decide on any number that you feel is good enough. Start with reviewing your performance in the past 4 rounds. Go over the control steps. The goal is to assess the effectiveness of production allocation decisions. The standard that defines good performance is having the KPI close to 15%. The performance to review is the movement of the KPI. The correction that can be made is to produce more or produce less in the next round. Having decided on the correction, go over to the plan steps. Some explanation to the rules of the game will help you understand what you are doing. The ratio of finished goods inventory to sale volume is best kept at 15%. If business jumps up unexpectedly, there is enough stock to take up the business, not losing the business. In playing the business simulation game, watching the finished goods inventory as you decide how much to produce will ensure you don't lose business opportunities. Now, go over the plan steps. The goal is to optimize production to maximize business. The strategy is to match forecast demand while watching finished goods inventory. The forecast is the production volume over the next multiple rounds. The budget is to commit raw material and production capacity resources for the production allocation decision. Ask the question and answer it yourself. What do I want to happen in the next rounds, and how much should I produce for the next round? Production planning transforms ideas into tangible results. In the business simulation game, they determine whether the company can deliver on its promises, maintain cost efficiency, and build capacity for future growth. The lesson for managers is clear. Great strategies fail without great planning. You will only succeed in delivering the goods to customers by learning to forecast accurately, maintain production efficiency, and invest wisely in capacity. Now, reflect on the following questions. Did your production decisions align with actual demand and build a buffer of finished goods at the same time? Was the timing and quantity of raw material purchase effective? Was the timing and size of capacity expansion effective? Production planning as a disciplined process will ensure that products are delivered in alignment with the strategy in practice. Production and demand must be in balance, because this is very crucial in the elimination of waste or missed opportunities. Finished goods inventory must be optimized, because stockout means missed opportunities. Raw material must be purchased rounds ahead to be readily available for production or face penalty of emergency raw material purchase at high cost. Capacity expansion must be planned ahead to capture business growth. Production decisions should be made only after close coordination with marketing, pricing, and raw materials decisions.